There's been a list. There's been a list that's been taking over NBA Twitter. I've been on the other side of this with my own list.
Hop off a 16 passenger. This a G5. No, this not a Challenger.
Got the bleep. I've been on the other side of these conversations. I have personally had the list that was getting cooked, right? But BDS, Ball Don't Stop, releases a list. The top 75 pure hoopers to ever step foot on an NBA court. Focus on the game, not the name. Hold on. Focus on the game, not the name. Feared offensive weapons. You can wake up at 8 a.m. and take them to a court, and they can cook in a pair of forces and sweats. Yeah. Big BDS in the building. I want to see his explanation, because I know he has a video from a podcast explaining what he means by pure hooper. I got it pulled up right here. I got it pulled up. Hold on.
At the end of the day, it's a guy that operates on skill. It's a guy that operates on a flow and a rhythm. They're natural basketball players. You could give them a ball fresh out of bed in the morning at 8 a.m., and they're going to go into their bag and cook. And they're going to go into their game and give you the absolute best of their ability, you know. And, you know, these are guys that are artists on the court. You know, they operate kind of like a, you know, they have a very unique flow to their game. They're probably not the most freakishly athletic. They don't have the most physical tools. They're not dominant, imposing, but the way they play the game is through craftsmanship, is through understanding of angles, is through understanding of pace, and also understanding their, you know, inabilities and figuring out their, you know, body type and figuring out little minute details on the court and how to carve up a defense. So when you talk about superstars, and there's another element to a pure hooper. A pure hooper is a guy that you could take him to an NBA Finals, you could take him to a regular season game, you could take him to Rucker Park, you could take him to a FIBA setting. No matter where they are in the world, these are guys that are going to get down to business. They're going to play their game. And, you know, they may not be the most outstanding statistically. They may not be the most outstanding accolades-wise, but they're really going to cook. And they specialize in hooping. They specialize in basketball. They specialize in individual ISO ability. These are guys that you can...
What? Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I looked at this list, and really what this list is who are the dudes that weren't physically imposing that made up with it with skill. That's it. That's it. This isn't a list based off of productivity, truly. This isn't even a list off of skill. Because let me go ahead and show y'all the list one more time, just so we have a reference point. This is the list. All right, this is the list. All right, based solely on skill, style of play, and moments. I'm looking at like just look at the list. These are a lot of people who, again, like he said, to his credit, were not physically dominant. But these were dudes that made up and compensated with it with skill. So this isn't just a skill list, if we're being completely honest. This is a guard-heavy list. I'm looking at this list, and I really only see... I don't even know. I see Zebo. I see Rasheed Wallace. I see... I think I saw Jokic in here somewhere. Is Jokic not in here? Chat, is Jokic not in here? Okay, Jokic is on there. He's on the left side. Like 3 big men on here, bro. I'll see. I I think C-Web is in here. So, essentially, out of 75 players, we're talking about 10 or less bigs. And again, this is just his belief at this point. I'm arguing to a brick wall, but I'll just get it off for the sake of this stream. The whole skill conversation to me is so weird because let's talk about hoop, all right? Let's talk about hoop. Let's not talk about stats. When it comes to the game of basketball, let's just list off some skills. Ball handling, spot-up shooting, shooting off the dribble, your post game, your ability to drive to the rim, your ability to finish through contact, your ability to hit difficult shots, your ability to be a good point of attack defender, your ability to be a great help defender. People work on lateral drills to move laterally, to work on the skill of lateral movement. People do drills to work on vertical movement as well. That is a skill that you work on. Reading the offense so that you can make the right move at the right time that goes in part with help defense is a skill of the game. Passing, I don't know if I've said passing, but passing is also a part of the game.
Let's get it. Hop off a 16 passenger. This is G5. No, this not a challenger. Big one.
Can you please look at what they're doing to Omar into this? I'll look in a second. But yeah, when I look at this list, and we're talking about the skills that come with hooping, there are other players who are just more skilled than some of these players. Is LeBron on here? LeBron is not on here. Come on, dog. Like, come on. Come on. And even if we want to go with this criteria, like Jason Tatum ain't on here. Is Jason Tatum not part of Bag Twitter? Like, come on, man. Come on. And this whole idea of, yo, these are hoopers that can, you know, what did he say? Dominate at the park in an NBA setting, in an NBA finals. Again, LeBron? How is LeBron not on that category? How does LeBron not fit that criteria? You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you're buff and inherently your effectiveness on a court has to do with your size and strength, you are automatically off of the pure hooper list, even though you are actually a player with a shit ton of skill. How is Hakeem Olajuwon not on here? You know what I'm saying? How is Joel Embiid not on here? Now, mind you, you can't bring that whole finals argument with Joel Embiid because he hasn't made it out the second round, like, no joke aside. But you can't say that with Hakeem. You know what I'm, like, you can't say that with LeBron. So I don't know, man. I'm just looking at this list. This some clown shit, bro. But you know. Apparently, this is a list for the hoopers, people who play the game, you know, people who talk to NBA players and shit like that. This is the list that produces, but the list that analytics Twitter puts out there is bad. I guess. I understand there's extremes to both arguments, and as a person who has dealt with both sides of it, you know what I'm saying? The BDSs of the world, the Omars of the world that tells me that, yo, I can't talk about hoop because I'm not good at hooping. And then, I don't even know, the Eli's of the world, the thinking basketball side of Twitter that looks at me and says, yo, you can't talk about basketball because you're not mathematically there. As a person that's dealt with both, this type of list is like, it is what it is. You know, you just, that's your side of Twitter. But I just feel like I'd rather have a list where the basis of it is based off of logic, where it's based off of statistics and logical reasoning. Player A is better than player B because C and D does not correlate with E and F. I'd rather have those debates because we can logically talk about why this is not consistent with that than motherfuckers making lists off of vibes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna wait for... I wish the alerts came in much sooner, bro. There's a crazy delay on the alerts. But I'll read your super chat, Andrew, in a second here when it comes up. But yeah, because like Lo brings up a good point over here. This ain't even a bag talk thing anymore.
Let's get it. Hop off a 16 passenger. This a G5. No, this not a Challenger. Big one.
Bro thinks real hoopers are play shots on 2K, and let's hit that goal real quick.
Hey, we hit the super chat goal. Yeah! Shout out to y'all, man. W's in the chat for hitting the super chat goal, man. W's in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Andrew. But yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, like it's fun. I think when it comes to these basketball conversations, I'm not gonna sit here and act like there's not a place for a ball don't stop. Because I think the beauty about social media is that like you can see the extremes on both sides, right? And there's going to be platforms that do a really good job of taking bits and pieces from both sides and coming to a conclusion in the middle. And that's the reality with a lot of situations. The reality and the truth with a lot of situations in life is going to be in the middle. Because of the way social media is set up, because it caters to your interests and the things that keep you engaged, a lot of the shit that you were going to see on social media essentially just confirm your biases. Right? So I think for y'all in the chat, it's just going to be up to y'all to know what an extreme talking point is, acknowledge that, analyze it, and come to your own conclusion.